Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about His Dark Material Season 3, Episode 5 and 6, No Way Out, and The Abyss. So, it's a lot of world building in these two episodes. A lot is going on. Mostly in the underworld prison. And mostly in the magisterium and stuff. And so, it takes place exactly where it left off with Laura and with Will on that little boat. She's sad because she doesn't have her pan, and she wants her demon. And Will asks her, what's it like being separated from your demon? And they have a nice little chat, and she talks about how she still believes Will has a demon and it's out there for him, and he just has to like look for her and stuff like that, and because he has this yearning and all this other stuff. Well, they make it to where they need to make it. And so she's still convinced she can like get out of this alive and Pan will be there, but the little boat dude's all like, nah. So they go walking around and it looks like they're on like a mountain rock, but it's not. It's made out of like glass and material, but it looks a lot like rock. And there's a lot of dead souls down there. Their faces are gray, they look sad, they look tired, they look like they've given up. And so, she's looking for Roger. And these people all like, it's really huge. Like, it's going to be hard to find him. And so they just go looking for him and stuff. And so, like, when she eventually does find him, he's sad. He is older now. He ain't little no more. He got his hair cut. His voice is deep. He's tall. I guess you age when you're in, like, the underworld prison. Which, by the way, they're not. Like, they are in the underworld. They are in a prison by that Megatron person. But they're not in heaven or the other place. They're just kind of like in the purgatory and stuff, just to wander around. And it's so sad. They just look like all the hope is drained out of them. And so like Lara, because she's happy to see him, but he's not really too thrilled to see her and everything. And she apologizes for what her father did and all this other stuff. And eventually they do start to talk until he sees Will. When he sees Will, he just like leaves and everything. He realizes that he's been replaced as like the best friend now. And he ain't too thrilled about that. Teen jealousy and stuff. Well, we find out that one of the women there, she said, she doesn't understand why she's in this place. She's all like, she's prayed to God like every day before this happened. And then when she died, she got put here and everything. And she doesn't understand what happened. Because you gotta remember, this is kind of like the Antichrist of the show and stuff like that and stuff. And so a lot of other people wondering, where their demons are, but of course they're not there. And they missed their demons and stuff. Billy Costa's not there. I would assume that he would have been there and stuff. And so while there, they have to like be quiet and everything because there are these giant monsters and stuff. And these giant monsters, they have the bodies of giant birds, but their faces are kind of like turkey vulture, kind of like demon looking things. And they really mean and they just look terrifying. Well, anyways, they have to try what's the name? What's the name wants to get like Roger out of there, but now she wants to get the rest of the people out of there because she feels terrible about them. Let's get into some other people. Oh, by the way, she also sees Lee there, and she's so happy to see him. She said he was the first adult she ever trusted. I guess she didn't trust the Roman people. And so, at some point, Roger and, Laura, they do have a heart to heart. And he eventually does, he doesn't hold anything against her. But she holds it against herself, talking about she should have, protected him better. And so, now let's get into some other people. Mary. Okay, so now I found out her purpose. She is the snake to Eve. She is the one who is supposed to tempt Lara. How? I don't know. But while she's there, it turns out them little weird elephant looking things can talk, but they talk in a different language. After spending some time there, she's able to crack their language and speak to them. They're talking about dust. And so when she's in the river, She finds pieces of amber glass, but they're broken up. She tries to put them together, but it won't work. Oh, by the way, look, elephant thing. They take these giant seeds and they rollerblade on them. No joke. That was like the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. And so, eventually, when she finds a giant piece of the amber glass, that is the amber spyglass. I thought it would have been like an actual spyglass, but no, they just used like the lens. And what is she able to see with it? Dust. And she sees the dust flying off the trees and into the sky, but it's very slow. And the elephant thing tells her that the trees are dying and so are they. Why is the dust leaving their body all of a sudden? Is it because of all the craziness that's about to go on with Lord Asriel? Oh, gee, I probably think so. Well, that and Megatron. Now, I have to say, that whole purgatory thing of like where the dead people at, that is so freaky scary. Like, could you imagine being in something like that, just wandering around in like a darkness? And it's just so depressing looking. Like, I hate thinking about death, but watching this show makes you now think about it and crap. And so with Mary, you know, nothing against her, like the actress at all, because the actress does an okay job. But like, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like her character kind of like doesn't serve a purpose, but kind of does in the scheme of things. But it's kind of like, they don't spend much time with her. And because they don't spend much time with Mary, I could really care less about her, to tell you the truth. She was a bit more interesting in season 2, but there she was so mysterious and then talking to the angels through like the computer. It was more mystery and stuff. But like, they really could have just combined her character with somebody else, finding like, why does she have to find the amber spyglass for? And how exactly is she supposed to tempt Laura as by being the snake to Eve? It's like they really could have just gave that to a completely different character instead of introducing a new one. And so that's basically all Mary does, really. Oh, until something happens. I'll get to that a little bit later. So let's see. Oh, Magisterium. The Lord Cardinal dude, he is just like, ready to like blow up Laura and everything. And he has Marissa captive, and she's so down and she's so depressed. She is so defeated and everything. The little bug fairy little person thing wants to help her escape and everything. And so like, what's the name? The Lord Cardinal dude, he slaps the crap out of Father Garcia. He just Will Smith that man all up in the face because they have like an argument. And because the Lord Cardinal dude, he tried to touch Marissa's monkey. He's not supposed to touch another person's demon because it hurts them. It's a violation and everything. And so he leaves to go do something else. And Father Cardinal is very close to about to blow up Laura. Well, Miss Coulter and everything, she's in the little restraint thing, and then she's able to get through Mrs. Cooper. Mrs. Cooper's all like, I ain't gonna do it. At the very second they're about to turn on the machine, she's like, nope, I ain't doing it. So Lord Cardinal dude kills her. He kills the fairy thing by just throwing him up against glass. The dude just went smush. Every bone is like broken in his body. So this time the golden monkey is like freeing Marissa and everything, right? And so her and the Lord Cardinal dude, they fight it out. And so the machine is still kind of like going on and everything. He had activated it. Well, what is it? She like leaves to like, I guess like mess with the machine or turn it off or something. And then next thing you know, he is so gun-ho that he gets in the machine and his demon gets in the other part. He is willing to kill himself just to get rid of Laura and everything. So as like seconds are like about to like count down and he's about to like get it and everything, she rips out like Laura's hair out the machine. And like, so everything's safe, right? And so you think that. And it's like until Megatron appeared. Why does he appear? Well, do you remember that angel Lord Asriel tried to kill? I thought he killed them, but he didn't. He told him send Megatron like a message. And so there go the angel dude, like all burnt and crispy. And he's all like, Lord Asriel has built technology with dust and trying to kill you and everything like that. And so Megatron shows up and he's all like, you humans and like, and all you want this dust and everything, I'll take it from you. And so he uses his power to restart the machine. It slices down, it cuts his demon from him. He dies. And then there's like a huge, like, light type explosion and everything. And when you're in the world, you just see Laura and you see this blue surge going towards her and everything. And then it like ends. And it's like, oh my God. See, this is why every episode need to come out 1 week, but they show 2 a week. I don't know why they're trying to burn through this show like very quickly and everything. And so like, the next episode they're talking about how like dust was introduced to like man and it opened his eyes to like excitement, and then it started to like corrupt him and all this other stuff and trap down and like blah blah the abyss, whatever crap like that. And so it goes on a couple of minutes and you don't know what happened to Laura. Now, if you ever seen the trailer, then you know who lives and who dies. This is why I knew Mrs. Coulter wasn't gonna die, because of the trailer and stuff. And I knew Laura, she's okay, thank God. How she survived, I don't know. Maybe because the hair wasn't in the machine because it got ripped out. That's the only way she survived. And I knew she would be okay because when I was looking for pictures on templates on there, I saw a picture of her and Will doing something. And well, let's just say she's alive. And so like, but everybody thinks Laura is dead. Mrs. Coulter is beside herself. She just can't move on in life. So she heads back to Lord Asriel and everything. He's tinkering around with his device and she's all like, Laura's dead. He doesn't believe her. He's just tinkering around. She's like, oh, do you want to know how our daughter died and everything? And so she tells him and he's all like, well, I'm sorry for your loss. Dude, that's his daughter. This man is cold-hearted and everything. And so she just walks off and everything. They get into it, but she just like walks off. The man is literally cold-hearted. His only mission that he can see is getting rid of the magisterium, the authority, and that Megatron person. And so like the machine is supposed to like, do things with dust and this like that and separate and all this other crap. Well, it does more than that. It did exactly what Lord Asriel wanted to. See, he tricked that angel into telling Megatron that to like make him like, act out of revenge. It literally ripped a hole in every dimension. The ground opened up. There's a chasm down inside, an abyss, and dust is now going down in there at a faster rate. Mary is able to see this through like the amber glass, and she notices that dust is leaving a whole lot faster than what it was before, and she doesn't understand. So life will literally die without the dust. And so, but this is what Lord Asriel wanted. He wanted all this dust to be sucked down into the abyss and everything like that. But he had no idea what it would cause. Apparently, it's drawing in things that are attached to dust. So when Rota, the black witch, is like, on the mountain and her demon is flying around because they're able to separate, all of a sudden her demon falls down in the chasm and everything, and it's down in the abyss and it dies. The general dude is heartbroken that Rhoda is dead. I didn't even know they had like a love connection and everything because it was never shown. They just talked, but that's about it. and it was never like no love connection. So he is deeply hurt, and he tells Lord Asriel this, and Lord Asriel, he knows this because he saw the bird fall, but he's all like, it's okay, this is what I wanted, and there are gonna be sacrifices and people dying. This man is literally cold-hearted and everything. Like, I just don't get this man. No wonder Laura hates him and Mrs. Coulter hate him so much. Well, Serafina ain't happy. So she's flying around. She could feel one of her witches die. She meets Lord Asriel for the first time, and boy, she is ready to kill. Because she's all like, this is your fault, and all this other stuff. And he's all like, look, if you want to take out your revenge, and you need to like be by my side and fight the authority and everything, because they are the true enemy, and blah 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 blah. So she puts down her weapon, and when she sees Miss Coulter and everything, Miss Coulter tries to bait her into killing her and everything. She has just given up on life. But okay, the actress is named Rota, but it's Serafina. It's funny. She's Rhoda, and it's a character named Rhoda. And so, like, boy, Rhoda is tall. Like, the actress, she played Dutch in The Strain. She's 5'10". She's taller than Mrs. Coulter and everything. And so, like, even though she hates that woman, even though that woman tortured other witches and killed them, she's gonna let her live and everything. And it's because of Laura. She is saddened that Laura is dead. Everybody is sad. Everybody just loves Laura for some reason. But all they ever do is just talk to her. And it's never nothing interesting. But everybody's in love with her for some reason. And so, like, but little do they know that she is, in fact, alive. And so, like, Lord Asriel, he goes to talk to Yorick because he needs the bears and stuff. Yorick is pissed and wants to kill Asriel because Lord Asriel has, like, broken the ground, broken his kingdom and everything like that. And it is through Yorick that he tells him that Lara is okay. She is in the land of the dead, but she is still alive. And so Asriel is actually thrilled. And Yorick is going to fight by his side. So he goes back to the camp, the military camp, and he lets everybody know Lara is alive. Miss Coulter's all like, don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me. She literally thinks he's lying, but he's not. And so everybody's thrilled, and they all like, well, Pam must be back in the land of the living and everything like that, looking for her. So they have to get those two back together. And so, like, what is it? Something happens. Oh, Mrs. Coulter does something unusual. She now feels terrible for all the bad stuff. After talking to Serafina, she feels terrible about all the stuff she did. And she goes to her monkey. Why? Because when she told him to come here, he disobeyed her and went off by himself because he was sad. And so she goes to him, and she's actually being genuine. She's being nice and caring, and she's talking about how she's sorry that she separates from him a lot and that she did it out of curiosity at first, and she's sorry about how she treats him. He finally comes around and holds her hand as she is crying. Those two have a very odd relationship. He is the only demon who does not talk. And it's because he knows that she hates his guts and everything. Because she hates him and he is so sad, he has lost the will to speak. And because even when she was in that prison in the magisterium, the fairy dudes all like, they're gonna separate you from your demon. She's like, good, and everything. And, but it's weird because she has never liked that thing. And that monkey is so sad. That monkey has so much expression, and it's only CGI. Well, back with Lara now. Lara and Will are having a hard time down in the underworld because the effects of the underworld are starting to happen to them. They're starting to hear voices. They're starting to hallucinate, and those vulture things are starting to get to them. It's making them doubt themselves, like all the other people there. But Lara is able to break free of their mental hold, but Will is not. But she has to help Will. she's becoming more like her mother, like separating her emotions and stuff like that. And so, like she said, she was able to not be put under their spell because she was thinking of Will. Roger ain't gonna like that. And so she's trying to get everybody out of there because she feels bad for them. So she has Will open up a portal, but he can't. He's unable to open one. And so they realize they probably need to get higher up and everything because where they're at, like, I don't know why, but they're just unable to use the knife. And so it's like a journey, and they're walking up the mountain, and it's a long, long journey to where they have to like jump over this like gap and everything like that. And Will and Roger are literally scuffling with one another, like, because they're just like jealous and everything for Laura. Everybody loves her for some reason. And, it's like, it's just weird how every character just falls in love with her. And so, like, Will and Leah, they're talking, and then Lee realizes, oh, I know your dad and everything. I'll go get him, and he's down here and stuff. So Will's happy because he gets to see his father. And so Laura, she ends up falling off the cliff, and one of those vulture things saved her. Why? Because one of the reasons why the people decided to go with Laura and them is because Laura and Roger were talking about the stories of when they used to hang out at the university and everything. And we get some flashbacks from season 1. And the people get really interested. It gives them hope again, thinking about, oh, I remember when I used to be alive and all this other stuff. And so then the vultures start hearing this, and they like these memories because all they've been told all their lives are lies and everything. And so when it saved her, she at first, a long time ago, she asked what his name was. He's like, I ain't got no name. And so then she's like, well, I'll give you a name. I'll give you Graceful Wings. And then she's like, unless you don't want that. He's like, you can't take it back now. But he's like, I want to hear more memories and stuff. So she's like, all right, well, how about this? Get those people and they'll tell you a memory and everything. So she baits them into like, helping her out and everything. So, and it works. Well, when Will talks to his father, he tells me, look, man, I didn't get a knife to Lord Asriel and everything. I came down here to help Laura and everything. And he tells him, that's fine and everything. You have to go through your own path, but you need to find your demon. And Will's shocked. He's like, I got a demon? He's like, yes. And I have sent him on a course to Lord Asriel. That's why boy, trying to plant those seeds to get him to Lord Asriel. And so he's all like, she's waiting for you. Now, I know exactly what Will's demon looks like. He's actually met it already, I think, in season 1 and in season 2, but he doesn't know it. And so anyway, if it's not that one, it is very similar to it. But anyway, so they have a really good heart-to-heart and everything, because Will just always wanted to meet his father and stuff. But his father tells him, I can't go with y'all and everything. Not sure why his father doesn't want to leave that prison in the underworld, but he decides to stay. And so they continue on the journey. He opens a portal, and the place they open it looks like paradise. The place they're at, I believe, is the same place Mary is at. And so they don't know what's going to happen when the dead people go through. And so I assumed that they was going to help Laura and them in their battle, like a bunch of dead people helping, but they don't. Apparently, when they leave and go to the real world, their bodies turn to dust, and then they are absorbed into like the universe, and so they can be at peace and everything. And so it's sad seeing Roger get Thanos snapped on out of here, him and Lee. And of course Laura, she's sad and everything, but they're finally get their souls get to rest in peace and everything, and they get to be one with the universe. And that's very touching and stuff. And, she went on this mission to find, like, her best friend, talking about, like, Will, open up that portal. I will drag him out of there if he doesn't even want to go, because he didn't want to go at first. And she did all this just for him to turn, like, the dust. But she helped all those people free their souls and everything. And she did a great thing. Even Serafina told Marissa and Lord Asriel, if Laura is able to do this, she will do something greater than both of y'all have ever achieved. She has freed the dead and everything, which is part of the prophecy. Eve will free the dead. And so now Miss Coulter truly now believes she is truly Eve and everything. And so it's really sad to see Lara like not be with Roger and hang out with him no more. Cause that was like her best friend, and her father just straight up murdered that dude, you know? And just to set all this stuff like in motion. But then if that never happened, she would have never met Will, her new best friend and her new love interest and stuff. And it really does set though people can't help out in the final battle. And so then an angel talks to Marissa and Lord Asriel, talking about like, the thing that you have done, it has pissed off Megatron, and now he's coming for you and everything. So the final battle is soon about to like happen and everything. Cause there's only 2 episodes left. And I really wish they would have went a week per episode and stuff, but they didn't. And episodes are starting to actually be a bit longer. They're a full 60 minutes now. And I just can't wait to see how this is gonna end. Like, I'm so curious. There better be a huge CGI battle. There better be, because if not, I'm gonna be very disappointed and everything. And like, I'm really enjoying this season and stuff. And I'm really enjoying the cast. And Daphne King has come a long way since Logan. She doesn't star in many projects, and she doesn't have that many under her belt. And like sometimes her acting can be hit or miss, but for the most part, it's pretty good. And like I've seen some people complain that they say she doesn't act like Laura that much, and the girl from the movie act more like her. I don't read the books, so I really don't know. But I have noticed this season her acting has been kind of off lately. It's just like she's almost phoning in her performance and not really giving any emotion to him or any expression. She just like says her lines, which is weird. It could be because she's getting older now. I've noticed with some people that when they start off as kid stars and teen stars, once they get older, their acting starts to lag for some reason. And I noticed that on Modern Family with all like teenagers, like the 2 boys and stuff. And the little girl Lily, I started to know once they started to get older, it's like their acting changed and everything. At first I thought it maybe because, in a lot of episodes she's supposed to be sad, but even in the episode she's supposed to be happy, she's just saying things with not much expression, which is weird. Because in the last 2 seasons she had like more expression and stuff. But anyways, I'm still proud of her as an actress because she has come like a long, long, long way. And she has like her own series, and there are talks that she might be in Deadpool 3 along with Wolverine and everything. But those are just rumors for now. So yeah, this was a pretty good episode. I can't wait to see the last 2. I just wish they would have spread them out a little bit longer. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.